welcome back to my channel. It's the Oracle Goddess Isha. Today I wanted to talk about mediumship. So for those of you who don't know, I am a medium, okay? I do sort of market myself as a tarot reader or an oracle reader, but the foundation of what I do is in mediumship. But even though that's the case, and even though I was born with these gifts, I'd also want to let you guys know that mediumship, just like any other gift that you may have, even the gifts of playing sports or doing hair, whatever the case, these are gifts that have to continuously be exercised, okay? So I've had a lot of natural abilities since I was young that I've been born with, and I've sort of developed into them through age and just even through using the cards and other divination methods, okay? But at my current age, I'm having this revelation that mediumship is far more than just talking to ghosts, okay? Being an energy reader, a tarot and oracle reader is more than just telling people their future, okay? This gift of mediumship, it comes with other components, okay? One of the most recent components that I have personally experienced is reuniting people to their loved ones who are currently living but who are on their way into transitioning, okay? And when I say transitioning, I mean passing away, okay? For example, I'm not gonna get too specific on who, but I have a family member. He's been in jail for a while, since he was 15. He's in his 40s now, okay? And recently, he got put into contact with his dad, okay? And he and his dad haven't spoke in a while, and they often go through periods of time where they're not speaking, because when you're in prison, you know, sometimes communication is not as easy as just picking up a phone and just calling, you know? And so this recent time, my family member who is in jail, he had spent time reaching out to other family members to put him in contact with his parents, and so no one was coming through for him, until he found me on social media one day, and I gave him my number, and then I put him on to get in contact with his parents. And so it's been a few months now, but long story short, his dad ends up passing away, and he recently told me that he's forever grateful to me because his dad finally got closure and clarity on a lot of things, a lot of unspoken words, and he feels like his dad left in peace because he finally got to speak on some things, you know, and get some things off his chest and properly unpack, okay? And that to me was divine timing, okay? The gift of the medium sometimes extends into the living in that way, okay? The medium is a doorway, okay? Doors are endings and beginnings, and they're portals, right? And so I am the vessel who is a portal. If you're a medium as well, you are the vessel who is a portal. And with that being said, another story I have is from tonight, actually. very similar stories. This is very synchronistic, if I might say. Okay, so one of my sources of income, I drive for Uber, right? And I met this couple tonight. The girl, she's a Jehovah's Witness, and the guy, he's also religious, but I don't believe he was Jehovah's Witness. And he was sort of curious. I told them what I do outside of Uber. So I told them, I'm a tarot reader and I'm a medium. And so they asked me, well, not really the girl, she's a Jehovah's Witness, and she was a little fearful. I could feel that about her. So the guy, he asked me, like, what do you feel from us? And, I let him know what it was. And I asked her, did she grow up religious? She did. She told me, yeah, she grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, and we kind of went down the rabbit hole on that, but not in a way where I was bashing religion or anything. She wasn't bashing my spirituality. It wasn't that. But the next sort of chapter of the conversation that we went into, we started talking about her relationship, because that energy came up. And I didn't say it because her boyfriend was right there, but she basically has a very bright light, and she one of her gifts was actually to share her joy with the world. And in that conversation that I was having with them, I was picking up the energy that she helped her boyfriend through a very hard time that he may have not been able to get through on his own. And they confirmed that was the case. And I also mentioned to them, prior to them confirming, that sometimes he values that in her, but at the same time, he wants to hoard it to himself. And it makes him be very possessive, okay? And that was also confirmed during that conversation. And so with mediums, we deal with endings and new beginnings, okay? And with that being said, I was told by Spirit that was a relationship that wasn't supposed to last. That was a empath, narcissistic dynamic, and he was very much energy harvesting off of her. And that's the only part that I did not mention to them, because I didn't want to cause any chaos in the moment. But that is what Spirit revealed to me. And I sort of tried to let them know in a roundabout way that they need to give each other space and give each other grace, okay? In order for their relationship to work out. Okay, because her gift and her gifts were very strong, that she needs to be lighthearted. She needs to be sharing her love and her joy with everyone. And he doesn't like that. He feels like it's for him. Okay. The other part that was kind of synchronistic was I had another girl get in my car a few rides later, also a Jehovah's Witness, and she was asking about her relationship. And I'm not going to get too deep in this one either, but very similar situation. She met a new guy tonight, but she's been with her boyfriend, who's basically, she's been taking care of him financially and everything else. Kind of like the last girl, she's been helping him out and dimming her light for him, and same deal here, and she was so emotional, and she was just like asking me, like, what do I feel? Because that's what most people ask me, when I tell them that I'm a medium and a tarot reader. They ask me, like, well, what do you feel from me? And I told her, I'm like, I feel like, this is in a nutshell what I'm saying to her. I'm telling her, like, you get sad, and sometimes you don't know who to go to. And I feel like you need to be around people who check in on you. And I feel like if you're going to do good or bad, you can do it by yourself. You don't need to have a little tag along, aka her boyfriend. And she knows that already. She confirms it for me. And I feel like, I also told her, I'm like, I feel like you need to be with someone who caters to you, because I feel like you've been through a lot of hard things, and I feel like you actually, I don't know you personally, but I know from what I feel that you deserve to be catered to. And it made her really emotional. And it kind of makes me emotional right now, because the way Spirit reveals things to me is just insane sometimes. And the way Spirit bridges gaps to Jehovah's Witnesses who listen to me tonight. And that's insane. Because if you know about the different Christians, Jehovah's Witnesses are pretty tough when it comes to like spiritual concepts, And so she was asking me about children, and I was letting her know, like, I do see you with a man, and I see 2 children here, and I don't know if they're your children or if he comes with 2 children, but children are here, but you need to stop blocking your blessings by overpouring into other people. Okay? Again, this is having to do with that portal, that new beginning, and that ending energy. And as a medium, I'm exposing and I'm bringing to light the things that people need to, the ties that people need to sever in order to proceed. Okay? So that is the gift of the medium for the living. Okay? The medium is not just for the dead. Okay? So that's really what I wanted to converse about tonight. Okay? It is 4:40 in the morning. I'm just getting off work. And this topic, it's actually been on my mind for a couple weeks now. But right now, it was just really on my heart because of the interactions that I just had. And I wanted to just talk to you guys about mediumship. And also, if you guys are wondering, like, well, am I a medium? A lot of people are spirit mediums. That's the thing about it. But we channel energy differently, right? And so I would say connecting to spirit is sort of like a trance that we go into. So the type of medium that I am, I go into the trance with my hands, through art. I can sync my energy with other people's energy. I can feel your pain. But this is like a muscle. You got to work at it. Like, the gift is the gift. It's not going to go away. But in order for it to be precise, you have to work at it. Whatever it is that you do where you can tap into that trance state, the same feeling that you feel when you hear your favorite song and you feel like you're the artist. That's the feeling that we're looking for. Okay? Another sign I would say is you could be really good at a lot of things. I want to say, like, mediums, we have incarnated on this earth a lot of time. So you have a lot of gifts and talents. For myself, I'm really good at, again, like, my hands. So with that being said, like, I do hair really well. I do nails really well. I create art really well. I used to play instruments, and sometimes it's uncomfortable to do everything so well because it makes you kind of want to dim your light a little bit when you get around people who are not so good at some of the things that you're good at, or they're only good at a little bit of things and you're like embodying everything that you do, and you kind of want to shy away. I feel like that's also Spirit's way of letting you know that you're someone special. Okay, it's because you incarnated here a lot. I've also been told that I can sing, although I've never sung in front of large amounts of people. Or people will just hear my voice and they'll ask me, can I sing? And I feel like I can, but I don't ever make it a thing, because I don't consider myself, I don't want to be a musician, so I don't put too much spotlight on it, but it's there. Same with dancing. If you want to go on a race, like I'm a good competitor, not in a catty way, but I know my abilities, and I feel like you guys are the same way. If you find yourself questioning whether you're a medium or not, you could be really fucking good at a lot of things, okay? And the reason that you're also so good at so many things is because you are someone who's supposed to connect with a vast amount of people in this lifetime, and relate to them, okay? And you're relatable through experience, right? So even if you didn't experience certain things here and now in this lifetime, you still experienced it somewhere else, okay? And it's been transferred over here, okay? And this can go on and on and on, right? But I feel like those are important keynotes to consider when it comes to mediumship, okay? It's not just about talking to passed over loved ones or the different spirits that we may find ourselves interacting with. Of course there are times where I can go into a space or a building, and if it needs to be prayed for, or there's someone stuck that needs to finish transitioning, of course I can help them. That is a part of my gift as well. But the gift of mediumship is for the living as well as the dead, okay? And if you are religious, because I also explained this to the second girl that I did the reading for tonight, or the channel messages for, because I wasn't using my cards for either of these people, and this kind of has been happening more often lately, where I'm not using my cards. It's just off cap, okay? This is the same as, or it's very similar to being a prophet, okay? So for those who might fear who you are and the things that you know, or if they try to tell you that you're demonic, ask them, well, what is a prophet? It's very similar. There's two different kinds of readers here. You can be a tarot reader or an oracle reader, and you can just read the messages from the cards and you don't feel a thing. Or you might feel everything. You might get visions. You'll hear voices and songs, and you pick up remote viewing information and just all types of information from being around people. And that is the gift, okay? The gift is not the cards. The gift is what was given to you as a birthright, okay? And that is what I have for you guys today. If this reading, or not this reading, if this message relates to you, or you found any use in what I've said today, go ahead and like and follow this channel, this video, and don't forget to check out my links below in the description box, okay? I have digital products geared towards divine feminine self-care and tools for your glow up journey, okay? That will enhance you on a spiritual, emotional, and physical level, okay? Yes, this is a self-care channel, but this is very spiritual channel. Okay? So, when you come here, just know that. Anyways, peace. Bye.